Alright, so I'm back down here at this ditch job, and I done kind of looked around at it, and I think what I'm gonna do, they don't look like it's a whole bunch of new activity around. So what I think I'm gonna do, the water on that side of the dam has done dropped some more, so I'm just gonna come over here and trying to find a cable that ain't clogged up with mud and will slide. There we go. But I'm going to I'm gonna set me a drowning set right over here where I had them castor mounds last time, and won't be using a drowning rod this time, I can tell you that. We're gonna use old drowning wire, drowning cable, and just gonna put a castor mound set there. I'm gonna come up here and put a small break in this dam now that the water's dropped, so that I can. And that trap ain't got no tag on it. Gotta get one with a tag. And so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set me a drowning setup and use an old Duke 550. And yeah, I know everybody's gonna say, oh, you need a bigger trap than a 550. You need a bigger trap than a 550. Won't be using a bigger trap than a 550. Sorry. It 550 works just fine for me. I like the 550 because you can use it for fox and stuff like that if need be. And the biggest reason I like it is because when you setting like a dam break set on a dam, and you ain't got nowhere hard to push down and set that trap, it gets aggravating after a while trying to set a trap in the mud. You get into them 750s and them 850s and them MBs, and it just for me it's too much. I can't do it. I know it ain't a big secret, but I ain't a very big fella. So leverage is my friend, and I just can't get much leverage on a beaver dam. But I'm gonna get this set up right here and get over here, get the trap put in. I'm just gonna leave it for a couple days because I don't think there's nothing else in here, to be honest with you. Not by looking. The water's done dropped where I caught that one beaver right here in this little channel, this little false channel thing right here. The water's done dropped and it's such. That's where I was originally gonna put this drowning set, was right there. I was just gonna do another, I mean, I don't know what you'd call it. I'm gonna call it a cubby set because that's pretty much what it's like. But the water's done dropped so much now that I don't think I could do it, and I'm just gonna go simple. Keep it simple. Let me get my lure out here, and I'll get the camera set up over there, and like magic, the next time y'all see me, we'll be over there putting a trap in. All right, I'm back down here at this little pull-out set right here, and I was gonna show y'all real quick before I tripod the camera. Something done been up here and put them a little mud pie right there, and you can see right here where they were coming up and down. I don't know how, I mean, it looks fairly new, but I don't know how new it is. But anyhow, let me get you put in a tripod and I'll get to putting a trap in. It's hot out here, like 90-something degrees today. Excuse the bumping around. yeah, this, I don't 100% think there's anything else in here. I mean, it could be. I'm not gonna say it ain't. I just don't think it is. Just for the simple fact that it, but something come up right here. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna put a freaking trap in here and we're gonna find out. That's what we're gonna do. Gotta get all this. It's the only downside about using drowning cables is you got a lot more gear to tin with. But I ain't got to be burned but one time to learn my lesson. And it just ain't quite deep enough for me to use the drowning rods that I've got. So I'm just gonna use this drowning cable on this rotor. Put the old 550 in there. And we're gonna see if we can catch us a beaver. Old flat tail. And it looks like something was tearing this run right here up, but trying to make sure I don't put my hand on a snake. I think, hold on a second now. Hold on, hold the presses. Is that a freaking... I don't know what happened right there. Unless it was a fox or coyote or something, because it kind of looks like there could be some canine prints right there. So anyway, I don't know. We're gonna work with what we got right here. Again, I'm gonna slick it up like I did last time. You always want to slick these spots up if you can. It just helps to shine them up because it makes it look active. You want it to look active. That's the whole point, is to look active. Look like something else is doing something that this beaver don't know about, and you trying to make it not like it. So, let me get this slicked up and get me a mud pie put up here. And I did get me some armadillo boxes. One of my customers that comes in the store, they used to trap when they were younger, and I asked him, I said, I'm gonna ask you, he come in the other day and I said, I'm gonna ask you a random question. And I said, you probably gonna look at me like I'm crazy, and you might not, I don't know. I said, but do you know anybody that has any, can build any, or knows anybody that can build any armadillo boxes? And he said, absolutely. I said, really? He said, yep. I said, who that is? He said, that'd be my papa or my grandpa. And I said, well, tell him to build me some. So he got a hold of his grandpa. His grandpa said, yeah, he'd do it. He said, but tell him don't be getting in no hurry because I got to get the materials and everything else. Heck, a day and a half later, he had the things done. I ain't complaining none. You know them old men like that that are jacks of all trades, they getting far and few in between. Far and few in between. Might have to go get my hammer to dig me out a trap bed. Stuff's hard. Got that old clay bottom. That old Mississippi clay. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lure and stuff on. That way I ain't gotta keep taking these gloves off. You know, I got them delicate hands. I can't be getting them delicate hands dirty. Remember, most important part of trapping is you got to have, without fail, you gotta have a perfect luring stick. Take that right there. Woo, golly. perfume of the wild. Everything loves beaver. I'm telling you what, everything loves beaver. And if you don't believe it, well, I don't know how to tell you to test it, but just trust me, everything loves beaver. All right, let's let me get all this set, get my trap set real quick, and get it worked up the cable real fast. And these drowning cables that I'm using, they're just some pre-made cables I got off of F&T. I mean, you can make your own, but time is a valuable thing, so I try and save as much of it as I can. And sometimes buying's just easier than making. Well, if I can get the pan to lift, there we go. Got hung up. Come on, baby. Don't make me look like a fool on camera. All right. Now then, what I do typically, and look, I'm not saying this is the way to do anything. I'm just turning the camera on and showing y'all what I do. That's all I can do. So I'm gonna figure out about where I want my trap. And I like going for a front foot catch. Now that's gonna create a lot of controversy, but when I'm using drowners, I mean, you catch a beaver by the back foot and you're using a drowning rod or a drowning cable, whatever you're using in somewhat shallow water like this, and you got them by the back foot, well, they can get up and get their nose above the water. Because a beaver doesn't drown. Like, we call these drowning sets and stuff, but they don't drown. They hold their breath, and all the carbon monoxide makes them pass out. So technically, they die from carbon monoxide poisoning, lack of better words. So you got to keep that nose under the water. If they can reach up and get just a little bit of air, you'll have a live beaver when you come back. Or you'll wind up like I did the other day. You won't have a beaver, drowning rig, drowning rod. You won't have none of it left. So, you know, that's how I like doing it. You can do it how you like to do it, but that's how I like to do it. And I always like to set my stuff on the left-hand side. Now, it's not because I'm left-handed and whatever. The reason I like to set it on the left-hand side, and I would set it on the right-hand side, but I just started doing it on the left-hand side, and that's the way I do it, is that way every set I go to, if I'm trying to find my cable, you know, to check and see if I've got something, I don't have to run my hand all down in this water. I know it's on the left side. Standing looking at the set, I know it's on the left side. So, that's just me. You do you. And that's cool. And I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me and you do you. Don't make it any more complicated than you have to. Come on, Steak, go down in there. Well, I have got to come up out of here because I got to go get a hammer. Oh man, let me go get a hammer. Guess who's back? That'd be me. That'd be me. Old redneck just down here almost falling in the water. Woo! All right. Now then, maybe we can get something done here. Take this here rotor and cable, get it untangled like so. make sure my drowners run all the way to my stake. And then here's the most important part when you're using drowning cables and drowning wires. At least it's the most important part to me. First of all, get it out where you're gonna throw it. Second of all, we're gonna do like Gucci Mane said, except we ain't gonna bite down, we're gonna step down on this here trapping stake, that way it can't fling out. You do it 1 or 2 times and you'll figure out a way to keep it from. But anyways, I'm gonna chunk this out here. Like that right there. Let it settle. I'm gonna reach down in here, feel my cable. I like the way that feels. Very carefully grab my trap, and I'm gonna run my drowner back up to my stake, but I'm gonna clear out where that drowner's gonna run on that cable. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my finger like this, having the cable right here, and I'm pinching that cable in between my finger, and I'm digging a trench with my finger, so when that drowner goes down, it don't snag up on nothing. And then we're gonna take the trap, drop the pan down, because while I'm doing all this, I jack the pan up as high as I can get it. And then I pull it down to night latch or right before night latch, because it's a beaver, so I mean, you know. And then I'm gonna double check my drowner again, and I'm gonna place my trap on the right hand side, setting for a front foot catch. So because of the way this bank is, it slopes out kind of long. It don't just drop right off. So I'm running it probably about 3.5, 4 inches of water is what I've got it in. And the reason I've got it like that is because it's such a sloping bank. That beaver's gonna be touching ground back here. And he's gonna walk up, or she's gonna walk up and be walking before they ever get to this trap. Now, if I was sitting on something that was more of a drop off, I'd set back just a fuzz further, and I'd sit down in the water a little bit more, so that when they're walking up, because the first thing a beaver does when it touches ground, when it's swimming, the first thing a beaver does is it starts walking on its back feet. And then once it gets up, then it'll start walking on its front feet. So I'm going for a front foot catch. So I'm gonna set shallower, and I'm gonna offset to the right maybe. I don't know, I'm probably offset 5 inches. You know, you gotta think about the width of a beaver's shoulders, or lack thereof. But anyways, so that's it. Nothing more. The set's in, the cable's out, the caster's on, it's slicked up. We're gonna scoot on out of here. And I'm fixing to get pretty busy here, pretty quick. I got a call from some more people that they've got at least the way they explain it to me, it's a pretty bad problem that they're dealing with on a drainage pond. And like I say, I got that guy that's got that problem with him in his creek. Oh, and I mean, they have totally rerouted his creek. I mean, it's sad is what it is. It's sad. It's sad seeing these people that are paying these taxes on this land. They can't even use it because it's underwater because of beaver. But once they call me, that problem ceases to exist. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying? But that's all I'm gonna do here today. I ain't doing nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. I'm just a dumb old Mississippi redneck who likes trapping. So I'm gonna ease up on up out of here, and I'm gonna get out of this heat, because these freaking hip waders, these old hip huggers, they warm in this Mississippi heat. And all next week's supposed to be in low to mid 90s, which in Mississippi that means 100 degrees when you count the humidity. So anyhow, that's what I got for today. And always remember, the devil withdraws, but Jesus is a saver.